like going back to your family, agus cholwana hisagiri, like your dad Gaeilge must have been so proud of you, because my own were so proud of me, because I suppose the Irish language has had a huge resurgence, but back then it was seen as the language of old people and a dying language. And for your parents to see you on TV speaking Irish on a daily basis, they must have been so proud. Táthad Gaeilge, my canin.
Táthad agus bhór is tócha levi fianach. And I think at the same time as well, my parents and Gráinne's parents' generation would have realised that TG4 was something new. TG4 was one of the big game changers when it has come to the language in the last couple of years as well, along with Gaeilge Scoilena. And Gráinne will know as well, to be part of that as well. You have an onus as well to bring it with you. Not alone to bring it with you, but to give it on to other people in a way that it wasn't given to other people in other generations. So that has changed. That whole kind of thing where you're a Gaeilge and blah, blah. Hang on a second here now, lads. This is a nice thing. This is a pleasant thing. Gaeilge had a kind of a few chips in it. No, they didn't. You imagine that some of them did, but they all didn't, and that's been broken down nicely as well because of TG4. But I like to even go back to my father. I never spoke English to my father. I never spoke Irish to my mother, really, even though my mother can speak Irish. And when Rita moved over in 2010, we were inside in the kitchen one morning. It's probably the first morning we went down to Dingle. And my mother was speaking English to my father. My father was speaking Irish to my mother. Rita was like, what the hell is going on inside in this house?
That's very funny.
So it was gas, like, you know, that's the way it was. And we still laugh at it today.
Yeah, I do think it's a shame that we're all not bilingual like the both of you. I think it's amazing you can drop in and out of the language. And I'm proper ashamed of us as a generation not having it. I think it should have that resurgence, like, because it helped you land a big role. In Spongebob movies.
A huge role, yeah. Well, see, there's a way you can set this up now. You could say, I was in a movie with Spongebob SquarePants. I was kind of leading with, I was in a movie with Keanu Reeves and Snoop Modra, right?
Snoop Modra.
Snoop Modra was there as well. But yeah, TG4, along with Netflix, came together to put one of the Spongebob SquarePants movies into Irish. It was one of the funnest things I've ever done. We were supposed to record it in Dublin in February 2020. And then it was pushed back to March 2020, the worst decision they ever made because everything closed down then. But it happened around 6 months later, and I recorded it from Galway, from the house in Galway. Inside, I had a professional microphone there, I had a duvet around me. Your man said, I was on the phone to this guy, and he said, open this link, can you see me? He went like that, lovely. Can you see Spongebob? There he is. John, are you there in London? Yeah. Other fellow over in San Francisco or something. Hear the beeps, yeah, off we go.
That's
amazing.
amazing.
And that's how we recorded it. I was King Poseidon. He was a big, boisterous, crazy.
You weren't typecast anyway.
Flamboyant, camp character. He was a brilliant character to play.
Speaking of camp, we can't let you go and not discuss the Rose of Tralee. And I know you every year. He goes into this kind of thing where it's like, I'm not eating, I'm not drinking, I'm being healthy because I have to squeeze into this tux. You do that every year for the Rose.
Yeah, I started in 2010 and I started doing it in 2010 and it gets me the right frame of mind as well. So I'm full of energy and full of life. Then we didn't have the Rose of Tralee 2020, 2021. So then I was under no pressure at all, then you see, for those summers to drop any few pounds at all. I made a small bit of an ear, a small bit of an effort, like, but not like I had to. So then last April I had to kind of cop on, really go for 3 years of compounded COVID here to get into the tux. So, but then coming into 20, so I went down 2 stone.
Wow.
And I was so happy with myself, right? And I said, I'm determined not to put back on the weight again because I go back into car again in September and in November and December, January, February, I'm stopping pulling in for diesel and away we go. So I said 2023 is going to be totally, totally different. Last year then, I get all my bloods done every year. There was a spike in cholesterol. So the doctor said to me, OK, you need to do a few small things here now. She suggested we drink one of those small bottles of Bilingual in the morning and see how you get on. So I'm keeping that going through 2023. New haircut as well for 2023 as well.
Down the work.
Yeah, Tom, yeah. So all this combined, 2023 was just going to be a mighty year after the 2 years of COVID and everything, have the weight off, because I can't go through the struggle trying to get the stuff off again.
Aerodynamic, Dáithí Ó Sé.
You look Gaeilge in fairness.
I nailed that one.